XFL 3.0, Baylor versus Kansas. Is Ohio State going soft? American Game Day starts right now! Welcome to American Game Day. Today's Saturday, February 18th, and I got a big show lined up for you this week. I know I probably say that every week, but I truly mean it this time. I got a big one. It's probably our longest one in a while. Anyway, our game of the week, number 9 Baylor versus number 5 Kansas, a huge, big 12 matchup, and I cannot wait to see it. Don't we feature like a Big 12 matchup every week for Game of the Week in college basketball? It feels like it. Not every week, but it feels like it. It's just because the Big 12 is so competitive. They're beating each other up, and yet we have the two best teams going at each other this week. Let's look at some college headlines for you. I mentioned on Harvard Hoop that there was a Michigan State shooting, and they put all sports on hold. They're still on hold. And you didn't know that already? Well, now you know. And yeah, they're putting all sports on hold until further notice. I guess until they figure out what happened, which is kind of sad, but I really didn't hear much about the shooting. All I know is, all I'm getting is that they're putting the sports on hold. That's all I'm being told. And to football news, Ohio State has canceled their home and home games with Washington. I think they made agreement back in 2017, and I heard that a lot of Washington football players and mainly fans have circled the dates for those games when out done happening. Apparently, that's why Ohio State going soft. Why is that? I have no idea. I think it's to get ready to introduce USC and UCLA into the Big Ten. I think that's the reason, but we'll see. But Ohio State's looking to add a new home game for 2024 season, for next season, or for, I guess, not this coming season, but the next season. Anyway, our game of the week at 3 o'clock ESPN. We got a huge Big 12 matchup. Baylor, Kansas. Woo, this is going to be so exciting to watch. I cannot wait to watch this one. This is going to be a really good one. What's gonna go down? These two teams are looking really good. Baylor's having a rough start to their season. They're looking back on top, not just on top of the conference. Baylor really looks like a 2 or a 1 seed at the moment. Kansas, I think January was a rough January for Kansas. 3 straight losses. 2 of them at home, and they open up February pretty strong. They're getting back on the winning train. Woo-hoo! What did I just do? Anyway, Kansas is looking they're at home, and they are looking yeah, it's been a while since Kansas has won 2 straight home games in a row. But let's look at the ACC right now. North Carolina, NC State is 23. This game is tomorrow at noon on ESPN. It's gonna be a pretty interesting game because NC State, lost earlier last week, and North Carolina is really I just don't know where they're at right now. Either of those two teams. Anyway, the ACC is really, I think the ACC is really falling apart lately. Notre Dame playing number 7 Virginia. Yeah, I think that's an easy win for Virginia. Wake Forest playing against... Oh, there's a good team right now. Miami is climbing up top. They're your two only good teams in the ACC. They're ranked pretty good. I still think Miami's going to win. They're on the upward trend. All right, the Big Ten. They've been pretty soft, or not really soft, but not really very competitive this year. They're trying to compete. We got Illinois and Indiana. These are two really good teams today at 11 o'clock on ESPN. Illinois, they win. They're likely ranked. Indiana, they're in the top 10. They win that game. And Indiana used to be a basketball school. They're trying to get back in there. But Rutgers just dropping out of the rankings. Now it's got a really challenging game on the road against Wisconsin. Here, getting ready to tip off on Big Ten Network. And then Sunday, we got Iowa and Northwestern. Northwestern's really trying to climb up there and make some noise, too. The Big 12, the best conference in college basketball. Where do they bring us this week? 1 o'clock on ESPN. Iowa State, they're number 19, going against Kansas State, they're 12. Big game. Can Iowa State pull off something on the road? Both these two teams are struggling right now and having a hard time finding wins. I'll have my prediction on the option later on. Anyway, Ohio aren't... Yeah, I guess they are OSU, but it's the other OSU. It's Oklahoma State against 22 TCU, 1 o'clock, Big 12 now, ESPN Plus. This is going to be a really important game because TCU has really fallen apart lately. It's really not been a great way to start 2023 for TCU. Oklahoma State, on the other hand, is finding ways to compete and come back into games. Some other big notable Big 12 game. Yeah, I've listed... This is how competitive the Big 12 is. I've listed every one of the Big 12 games. And this is not the first week I've done that either. Texas Tech against West Virginia. That's a really good matchup. I can't wait to see that one. Oklahoma versus Texas. Again, that one might be one of the games that, I need to put a spot up there that won't be a big game. I think will be. Oklahoma is on the road, though, but they have had some success on the road this year. So, potential upset alert there after they beat Kansas State earlier this week. And I'll get to that later on. Seton Hall, UConn. I decided the Big East is a part of the Power State college basketball. I forget about that sometimes, so it's like, I'm going to add that this week. So, there's a bunch of key matchups in the Big East today. And Creighton Hall, they're 18, going against St. John's, 6:30 on FS1. These are going to be two really important games because Seton Hall and St. John's both have a chance to go to the dance, the March Madness. The Pac-12 games. All right, what does Utah have for us? Well, they're on the road to get to Arizona State, 5 o'clock on Pac-12 Network. This is going to be, I think it's going to be a good one. Well, there might be other games, better games to watch, but if you need something to watch, there you go. Colorado, Arizona. That one probably likely going to be a blowout, too. I just need to add another game there. So, really, the Pac-12, nothing to watch in the Pac-12 this week. The SEC got something interesting. Tennessee pulling off a big upset earlier this week on Wednesday. Yeah, another number one team down, Alabama. I told them Houston should have been number one. Anyway, they're on the road playing against a Kentucky team that's really climbing. They're trying to become a basketball school. They're really not yet this year, but they're trying. Noon on CBS. Georgia, they're having the chance on the road. See if they can take down. I mean, here's one of the fun things about college basketball. You lose in the week when you're the one team, you're still that same number on Saturday. So Alabama has a chance to redeem themselves. If they beat Georgia, obviously they're not going to be number one when it comes to Monday. But Alabama has the chance to prove that, hey, we're still a top. we should still deserve a 1 seed. They have a chance to prove that against Georgia later on today. Alright, so the XFL gets started today. 3.0, it's going to be a great season. And can they finish it this time? I think they will. ESPN and The Rock is in control of it this time. Very similar to how USFL is owned by Fox. Here are some big games to keep watch. So, the first game is 2 o'clock on ABC. It's the Vegas Vipers against the Arlington Renegades. I'll have my predictions later on. Anyway, yeah, and this is, I guess, your first look at these games. And I gotta say, I am hyped because I really haven't seen much about, I really haven't heard anything about any of these teams. I haven't even looked at rosters. So, there's a reason why. I want to be surprised. Because if I look deep into rosters and feel like, I'm really excited about this team, make my other prediction, and they turn out to be not so good, there goes my hype. I want to be surprised when I watch it this week and really get a really first impression on a good week and be surprised. So NBA action. News, but I guess I'm getting some action later on. But Kyrie Irving not seeing action anytime soon. He's injured once again. Yeah, and obviously I probably shouldn't, although I do use team logos for the news. He's played like one game. Has he barely? Yeah, one game with the Mavericks. He's out. He's injured. Bye. But I guess I really need to change it to if it's a player. I really should add their player image. Anyway, let's check out what's going around the network here on Busy Sports. Slayport Podcast every Monday at 6 o'clock. I'm actually going live talking about my Super Bowl reaction this Monday. And then when football comes back around, it's going to be every Tuesday, 6 o'clock for Down and Distant. Hardwood Hoops, every Wednesday, 6 o'clock. Recap for the big Saturday, what goes on this day on Wednesday. And then, Jimbo Seats, first Monday of every month at 6:30. It's always Jimbo. It's always I'm talking about on that show. Somehow, some way, he finds a way to make that show. And then this show, Marion Air flagship show, every Saturday at 10 a.m. Get you ready for a big weekend of sports. And if you haven't already, check out our website for the latest news, sports, stats, etc. That's all what's going around the network here on Busy Sports. It's upset alert time, and boy, do we have one for you. Tennessee pulls up a big upset, 68-59 over number 1 Alabama. What a big upset! Give Tennessee a round of applause, or give Alabama a round of applause for losing and proving, once again, a number 1 seed that they had at 1 to lose. Houston deserves the 1 spot. Northwestern pulls off a big win. Like I said earlier, Indiana lost as they were trying to build their resume, 64-62. That didn't happen. I guess Indiana in trouble with Indiana. And I'm also recording this show on Thursday, actually. So, because I'm trying to get a head start and getting these things done. So, if there's any upsets that happen on Thursday, they're going to be at the bottom of the screen. Alright, the joke of the week. Saturday. Well, I guess, again, like I mentioned, I'm actually recording Thursday, but this is for Saturday. Anyway, yeah, tonight at 9:30, Pac-12 Network got California, Cal, against number 4, UCLA. It's the joke of the week. I am 3-0, and once again, I am surprised. I have a feeling I'm going to get a loss eventually in college basketball. It's hard, but I got UCLA, of course, winning. Alright, it's now time for the option! Starting with the XFL on ABC at 2 o'clock, it's the Vegas Vipers versus the Arlington Renegades! I got the Renegades winning this game. Again, I have not seen unless there's anything I want to be surprised, so I'm really just doing an educated guess on these games. Alright, and then 7:30 on ESPN, we got the Orlando Guardians versus the Houston Roughnecks. Ooh. I'm going to pick the Roughnecks just because I love their logo. For some reason. I love that logo better. I'm really not a big fan of their logos, their new one, but I mean, maybe they'll adjust them next year and hurt the fans. Anyway, tomorrow at 2 o'clock ABC, we got the St. Louis Battlehawks. Ooh, that's a good name. And, well, I know they used that last time. And the San Antonio Brahmins. That's a new one. I really don't like it either. I'll do with the Battlehawks in this one. Once again, I'm more familiar with the Battlehawks name. I think the Battlehawks are going to win this one. But I guess I'm actually going to keep track of my record this time. And I'll show it again next week. And then tomorrow at 7 o'clock on ESPN, Seattle Sea Dragons. Yeah, sorry, I'm messed up on the name there. And the DC Defenders. I got the DC Defenders. That's a ugly dragon, mainly. Defenders are gonna win this game. All right, so college hoops. 11 o'clock, ESPN today. Illinois, Indiana. Ooh. This is going to be a good one. I can't wait to pick this one. Alright, you ready? Indiana coming off a loss. Are they going to redeem themselves after losing to Northwestern? Yes, they will. Indiana wins this game at home. Next game up, the SEC. 11 o'clock, CBS. Tennessee, Kentucky. Kentucky continuing that momentum. Beating Kentucky. Kentucky is really struggling lately, and it's gonna be a good one. Kentucky tends to do better at home. Tennessee, kind of struggling lately on the road, but I think they do get this one done as they continue their top 10 resume for the dance. 1 o'clock ESPN, number 19, Iowa State versus number 12, K-State, Kansas State. This is a tough one for me because both these two teams are struggling, kind of falling apart late in the season, right when you don't want them to. I think the winner in this game will be successful in the Big 12 tournament, and I'm picking Kansas State to be that successful team. Oklahoma State, TCU, 1 o'clock, Big School Now, so it's ESPN Plus, blah, 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 wherever you can find your streaming services these days. TCU falling apart lately. I don't know where their head's at. Oklahoma State continuing to build their Big 12 resume, but TCU is at home. I got TCU winning this game. North Carolina is on the road tomorrow at noon on ESPN against the number 23 NC State. Winning this game's got a shot at being ranked. Yeah, NC State, if they win, yeah, they are ranked. They'll stay ranked. North Carolina wins. They have a good way to find their belt. Probably not back in rankings, but a good way to get themselves back in it. I got NC State winning this game. Number 9, Baylor. Number 5, Kansas. It's our game, the week, 3 o'clock ESPN. These are two of the best teams in the Big 12. Both these two teams won the national championship, won March Madness the last 2 years. Kansas last year, Baylor the previous year. Two best teams right now in the Big 12, and they're both in the top 10. But Kansas is at home. It's hard to beat them at home. I got Kansas winning this game. Alright, thanks for watching the Gameday. I'll see you next Saturday at 10 a.m.